Congress in Karnataka and the big event in Belagavi to complete the centenary celebrations of the 1924 Belagavi session presided over by Mahatma Gandhi. The big event in December 2024, remember, was interrupted by the demise of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, and today the national leadership of the Congress with Priyanka Gandhi and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge leading it were in Belagavi to dedicate that fascinating 25-foot bronze statue of the Mahatma located at the Suvarna Sauda in Belagavi. An emotional moment for the Congress. It's a historic moment there, but will that historic memory bring the Congress factions in Karnataka together? Remember, the infighting simmers with some reports suggesting that a section of ministers close to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah may even be taking on Congress General Secretary Randeep Singh Surjewala. Home Minister Parameshwara is believed to be miffed with the orders to cancel that dinner he had planned earlier this month, and the power battle and demand for a change in state Congress president isn't over yet. Also, what makes the Jarkhioli brothers in Belagavi so influential, not just in the Congress, but in the Bharatiya Janata Party as well? If State Minister Satish Jarkhioli is hitting out at the Congress State President D.K. Shivkumar, his brother Ramesh Jarkhioli is hitting out at the State BJP President B.Y. Vijayendra. Well, joining me this evening on the Power Dynamics in Karnataka, senior journalist B.S. Arun, pro-Congress political analyst Syed Asad Abbas, and pro-BJP political analyst Anurag Naidu. My first question to you, B.S. Arun, you have pointed out in your writings that the workings of the government may be a victim of this internal power play between the BJP, between the different factions of the Congress. Do you see it sort of getting settled out with messages of unity coming from all sides? Or do you believe that the internal power tussle will tend to come out more often than not?
Well, Veera, I see no such thing as a unity in Congress. The very day Surjewala issued a warning to all the factional leaders in Karnataka, a few of them, came before the press and made statements of what they think was the issue within the Congress party. So there is, the demand for unity is there, but then nobody is following it. That's natural, quite natural in Congress. Hardly anybody is scared of the high command. So, in fact, if you take, Jarkiholi himself, he met Surjewala in Bangalore a few days ago, and the very next day he came out and said, what happened at the meeting. So that is the kind of, and then later, Rajana has spoken, Padmeshwara has spoken. So there is no such thing as, not speaking before the press, that everybody should speak only within the party forums. So we have seen all these things happen. Recently, we saw DK brothers having a breakfast meeting with some of their supporters in Belagavi. So these things are continuing. The question here is what the followers of Siddaramaiah are pointing out. It seems that while the dinner meetings are being postponed, why not these meetings that Shivkumar has been having in Belagavi not being stopped? So this is the kind of the internal troubles that are happening within the Congress, and the High Command, I think, is not in a position to put a full break into this, Veera.
Syed Asad Abbas, the High Command not in a position to put a full break despite statements from the top, from Mallikarjun Kharge himself saying, you guys do your work, decisions will be left to us. What makes the power tussle more and more difficult to navigate in Karnataka, A, and B, Syed Asad Abbas, as a political observer, what makes the Jarkhioli brothers so powerful within the Congress?
That's a very important question that you've asked, Veera Saab. Firstly, let me address the Bharatiya Janata Party here. There's a beautiful quote. Imagination is more important than knowledge. But in the world of politics, knowledge, information is everything. Because knowledge is power. Their imaginations of the dinner meetings of the Congress party are so much more interesting to them I suggest that the Bharatiya Janata Party looks within themselves and offer lunch meetings between Yatnal and B.Y. Vijayendra, and also a breakfast meeting with C.N. Ashok Narayan and Mr. R. Ashok. And who can forget the so-called snake and mongoose wars of Ishwarappa and Yediyurappa? Now coming to the point, looking at Congress party, especially here in Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar has made it clear. Of course, being in politics, there needs to be ambitions, but that will come as per the high command. Now let me address the Jarkiholi brothers. Undoubtedly, the Jarkiholi brothers hold a great command in the Congress party. They have a very large vote bank, so on and so forth. I think the AICC in charge of the state of Karnataka, Mr. Randeep Surjewala, has made it absolutely crystal clear that these are baseless rumors. There is no leadership, APCC leadership change whatsoever, and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is doing a remarkable job. Look at the recent by-election results. Look at Sandel. Look at Chanpatna. Look at the results, 3-on-3 for the Congress party, and in Kannada we call it Poli Mutte for the BJP. The Bharatiya Janata Party today needs to resolve their own conflicts and issues within their own leaders than coming out about shooting or trying to destabilize. Let me tell you, for the next 3.5 good years, the Congress Party will continue to serve here. And why so? What 35 odd Congress MLAs who are
Anurag
ruling the
Naidu.
roost. No matter what they try to do, they cannot be stabilized. And lastly, in the words of Modi ji, in the Congress Party here, sab changasi. Sarkar the kelsa, devara kelsa.
Okay,
Vinara Sauda.
Okay, let me take that across to Anurag Naidu. Syed Hassan Abbas is giving quote after quote saying it's all a product of imagination. He is pointing to the internal power battle that's going on in the BJP, which is also largely being sparked off by Ramesh Jarkhioli, who is the other Jarkhioli brother who seems to be wielding enormous influence in the BJP. Anurag Naidu, what makes the Jarkhiolis so important to the BJP?
Veera, thank you for having me on the show. Veera, I always tell this, Veera, that it is for the people in the power to exercise more responsibility, and display of unity and power than for the people of opposition. It cannot be an excuse that there are rifts in the opposition. You are in the power, but any rifts in the government in power, the party in power, affects the policy making, affects the people, affects the welfare, affects every single citizen who is in the state. And I think that is something which is not good in democracy that we live in. And it is not a hidden fact that there are rifts among the Congress party, and it is not a hidden fact that there were signals always given within the rank and files of Congress that there will be a 2.5 years of tough. My dear friend Abbas Bhai always keeps mentioning about a couple of by-elections, but he should not forget the 2024 Lok Sabha election route that the Congress was expecting to sweep all the seats, but they ended up winning only 9 seats, and BJP ended up winning 17 Lok Sabha seats, quote unquote. And I think you need to understand that BJP has its strong base in Karnataka, but it is not really a point of concern or the point of discussion here. The point of discussion is, are we having a policy paralysis in the state of Karnataka as a matter of infighting within the Congress party? It is for the party and political analysts like Abbas Bhai who are supporting them to answer. The point of the matter is, are you going to have Mr. Siddaramaiah on the chair for the next residual 2.5 years? Please come out and make it a clear statement. And if you feel that Congress party as a party is a united folk, please make the statement. I think Surjewala should make a statement that Siddaramaiah is going to be our chief minister for the residual term. If you are not making that statement and then Mr. Jarkhioli comes a statement, I think that there is something to read about it. And in my information, in my knowledge, it is nothing but a pseudo fight between the two camps of Mr. D.K. Shivkumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah. I think Congress has got a golden opportunity in the state of Karnataka where they have good leadership. There are people who can pull out elections. They're wasting their chances. I think they will sink like they've done in Punjab. You've seen what has happened after Mr. Captain Amrinder has left. And I will not be surprised if Siddaramaiah leaves Congress.
A quick rebut on that point.
Anurag, you're making, I'm sure Congress will take a bit of that. 10 seconds, Syed Hassan Abbas, quickly before I get to B.S. Arun.
I think my dear friend Anurag Naidu has been able to articulate his points. But the fact, Veera Sahab, I must compliment you that you've got absolutely right on the Jarkiholi brothers, one with the BJP, the other with the Congress. Nevertheless, coming straight to the point, my friend mentioned about the policy. Respected sir, over the last 1.5 years, the Congress party has implemented all its 5 schemes. Annabhagya, Gruha Jyoti,
Okay.
Gruha Lokshmi, Yuvanidhi, all of them are working absolutely fine. And let me tell you, Karnataka state continues to be the second largest contributor of the GDP in our beautiful country, nation of
Anurag
India.
Naidu quickly
So
respond to
therefore,
Syed Asad
it's
Abbas. He is
working.
saying, despite all this, we are keeping everything together, unlike the BJP, which had a rocked boat when it was in power.
No.
Go ahead, quickly respond.
Giving freebies is not that is not to say that the state is progressing or things are working. No, it is a distribution of cash which the people
Then
are
why did you
entitled to. It is
lose the
people's money.
by-elections,
Okay.
sir?
It is people's
Then why
money.
did
We
BJP
want.
lose all the
I mean,
by-elections?
I am not for BJP.
If the
BJP
people
did
of
win the Lok
Karnataka are
Sabha
not
election.
happy.
You guys can
coming.
fight with each other. I want to get... Yeah, go ahead, quickly.
No, I want to.
Go ahead.
No, I want to understand. Even if within the whether it is Congress or BJP or Jarkhioli brothers, I think why can't we for once say, okay, we are in power and our responsibility is to take care of the state and the development. Why don't we speak about the developmental aspect of the state and rather get into tutu meme? Always whataboutery. We've had this rape incidents happening again. Whataboutery telling that okay, it has happened in your government also. These are the statements that pull your state down, and I think it is high time that you respect the real leadership which is democratically elected in the party, and you have to reward people who have led to this kind of victories. Even 9 seats,
Okay,
you need to
absolutely.
reward your
Let's
state
take that
president.
point. In fact, we'll focus on that as well after this. B.S. Arun, put this in perspective. What makes, you had the Reddy brothers at one time, but their influence largely only within the BJP. What makes this one family in Belagavi so influential in both the Congress and the BJP?
It's not the recent past, Veera. They have been, sort of ruling Belgaum. It's a sort of a Republic of Belgaum in a sense. For the last about 30, 40 years, any of the three or four brothers, one of them would be on any day, on any given day, would be a minister in either BJP government or the Congress government. So that is the sort of distribution of power within the Jarkiholi family. They come from the Nayaka community, which is quite strong in the entire district. It's a huge district. There were demands to divide this district, but that has not happened because of the political issues involved. So from this district, the brothers control almost the entire district. And one of the brothers' daughters is an MP. She won from, I think, Chikodi last in the 2024 elections. So the power extends, everywhere, whether it's Zilla Panchayat, whether it's Assembly, whether it's Parliament. Jarkhioli brothers are there. They are ubiquitous in the district. And not just that, they control several MLAs within these two parties. And that's why, the party leadership also is wary of touching these brothers. You might remember that, Ramesh was earlier in Congress and moved to BJP, and he was instrumental in leading a group of 17 MLAs against the Congress, and he was instrumental in bringing Yadurappa to power in the last dispensation. So their sort of hand is there in many of the developments within Congress as well as BJP, and even for that matter, Janata Dal. So that's why the parties
10
take
seconds,
the
10 seconds.
others very strongly.
That's right. 10 seconds. I have my last question to Syed Asad
Yeah,
Abbas and
Veera Sab.
Anurag Naidu. Is this
Veera Sab,
representative of what they call is the adjustment? Syed Asad Abbas, stick to this question and answer this. Is this representative of what they call adjustment politics of Karnataka, where the communication lines between the BJP and the Congress is through one family? Quickly.
Absolutely not, Veera Saab, because I'll give you statistics here. Lingayat vote matters, Vokaliga vote matters, minority vote matters. Had it been only the Jarkiholi brothers, absolute no. So therefore, the epicenter of the power center, of course, belongs to the large caste leaders like a Deve Gowda ji, like a H.D. Kumaraswamy, Kuruba leader like a Siddaramaiah, and also a leader like D.K. Shivkumar, a great Vokaliga leader. The fact of the matter, we need to understand the mandate of the people of Karnataka hails supreme, and that belongs to the Congress
Anurag
party,
Naidu,
even in
your
the
last
recently
20
held by
seconds. Is
elections.
this reflection of the adjustment politics in the state?
So if
I think
Congress party didn't do the game, the Congress party won't come back into the power. So the fact that people of Karnataka are voting for
I tell
development
this.
instead of the Congress party.
Veera, I tell this often to everyone in Delhi. Karnataka is one peculiar state where BJP and Congress are as close as friends as possible. And the lines are very thin. I've seen them together. Mr. Siddaramaiah, Mr. Yediyurappa, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar. They all share very strong relation. In fact, I cannot tell you on the screen, but if you actually find out and ask your journalist, there are active business relations amongst both the sides, and I would say, sometimes real estate, sometimes other businesses,
Family
they bring
related.
them together. I think it is a very unique situation. I mean, I come from a state where opposition and the party in power, they don't even look at each other. But we have Karnataka. I mean, I've seen several parties, several social occasions where they have very strong personal equation and bonding, both sides, and that is why it is very acceptable in states like Karnataka, where you jump here and there, you talk here and there. That's fine. That's the beauty about the politics in
It's an
Karnataka.
important point that you're making
in
about
one
the
line, there are
realities
no
of Karnataka politics. Thanks very much to all three of you for joining us this evening. I'm completely out of time.